Yeah, I've been doing YouTube actually for quite some time, thinking about it quite some time. Started very humbly, I guess. Probably shied away quite a few people, especially in the beginning. Probably still do, actually. But needless to say, I'm still here. And actually, I'm loving this thing that you and me have. Yeah, we both have a thing. I love it more than ever. But that's why we need to talk. Don't you think, just being totally honest with me, that we kind of need to switch things up? You know, for multiple reasons, actually. Maybe a little bit, maybe a little more. I have no idea. And this is, by the way, a little bit of a different video in case you were wondering. We're just gonna sit here, talk. And I kind of need your help with some things, but hear me out. Recently, I asked you guys to answer some questions that I have. By the way, you can still do these things. You can even win some stuff like $200, for example, and my program, the IG Black file. And a lot of you guys, to my surprise, actually, were like, well, we need more. You know, we need more different content, kind of broaden the horizon a little bit. About half of you guys, or half of the people who were actually answering this, were saying, well, I kind of want to start a YouTube channel. I kind of want you to cover, you know, YouTube related topics as well. And actually even more than that, like 3/4 or something like this, were like, yeah, we want you to cover creator economy in general, you know, other platforms, growing just as a creator. And actually that's something that I kind of had on my mind for quite some time now. And don't get me wrong, people, I love to, teach you guys, talk about Instagram, the various changes that are happening there, you know, new strategies, coming up with things, you know, me being kind of running an Instagram agency and kind of having a kind of sort of a different look at these things. But don't you think, like, totally being honest, don't you think that it kind of gets boring, especially if you overdo it? That's sort of what I've been feeling with my channel lately, and I guess some of you guys too, because yeah, I got quite a few answers telling me exactly that. First of all, don't get me wrong, all right? Instagram growth and this whole thing, especially with, you know, Instagram related things, will always be one of the main pillars of this channel. So first of all, in case you were like, oh God, Dominic, what are you doing? No, it's not going away. But just in general, there's just so much more to say. And there's actually so many more topics that are super related to this whole, you know, growing an Instagram page. But, well, you know, that are just applicable to other platforms or the whole creator economy in general. Because, you know, if you ask me, it seems like all or almost all social media platforms nowadays eventually got to the same conclusion. You know, audience development is key. The algorithms especially, they focus on what your audience really enjoys, be it on YouTube, especially on YouTube. TikTok, they sort of have their own algorithm. But Instagram as well, who try, in my opinion, to kind of copy or, you know, go the direction of YouTube and TikTok, kind of bring this together. Which brings me to actually the majority of you guys have filled out in my survey. You want to know more about the creator economy in general. What that exactly means, I have no idea, to be honest. You know, especially talking about specific topics and stuff like this. But one thing that I've seen coming through like a red line down in my comments and in the survey was that lots of you guys are thinking about creating a YouTube channel, starting a YouTube channel, or you already have a YouTube channel. Let me know if you already have one or you want to start one, which probably we're gonna do now. Talking a little bit more about the whole YouTube side of things and the creator side of things, because I am actually a YouTuber if you think about it, and I really love creating YouTube videos. And lately, you probably have noticed it, I've tried to, you know, still switch up my content quality, the way I produce my content, the way I cut things together, and the topics in general. I did that mostly because the way I think YouTube works, the way YouTube is changing, and for me, this is super interesting, especially seeing this sort of firsthand, not helping other people do it, but actually doing it myself. So kind of have a little bit more freedom to try out things and stuff like this. And you know, talking about this right now, talking about being a YouTuber, kind of sort of behind the scenes. Let me tell you about something that I sort of have been struggling with for quite some time now here on YouTube. As a YouTube creator, because I'm doing all of the things on YouTube myself, I do have an assistant. Shout out, by the way. I do have my agency on the side, but the YouTube, the conceptualizing, the cutting, and everything that goes around, you know, together with this channel right here, all I do myself. And you know, lately, I hope you've noticed that, I try to make the best content that I can. And first of all, doing this, I have found out some very interesting quirks and you know, things about the YouTube algorithm or YouTube as a platform, especially in the last few months, which is something that I definitely want to share with you. And especially for the YouTube algorithm, you sort of get some authority for certain topics, which in my case is obviously Instagram growth, Instagram marketing, So whenever I post something that's slightly off topic from this very narrow niche that I've kind of painted myself in, cornered myself in actually, if you think about it, you know, the algorithm doesn't really like to push things out as much as other things, which I totally understand, you know, actually. But my answer to that, because there's always waves of excitement of creating content, and you create, for example, I create content that's really connected to Instagram, blows up sort of. You see the green numbers and you're like, wow, this is awesome. You know, you get hundreds of subscribers a day and it just feels so great to, you know, see your audience actually grow. And my answer to these things was always, you know, trying to replicate more of this content, trying to create more content the algorithm really loves, trying to get the best retention as possible. Because on YouTube, you know, retention is the most important thing, if you ask me. You know, spending days on editing, you know, sometimes cutting out some parts that probably would have been nice, especially in terms of, you know, building a relationship with you, my audience. But, you know, in my mind, I'm like, well, this probably gives me a 2%, you know, decrease in retention. This is why I'm going to cut it out and stuff like this. So my mind was sort of focused only about the algorithm, which is sort of the opposite that I always try to teach you, thinking about it right now in terms of the Instagram algorithm. Try to create for people as opposed to the algorithm. But here I am, the prime example. You know, you can get caught up in these things, especially with those green numbers and like, oh, I want to grow. I see it growing. But I think that's not the answer. Because like I said, it's starting to become boring. Not only for me, but probably for you as well. And while I certainly love that, and while I think this is an important part nonetheless on any platform, but I think there's a critical part missing, the person. And I'm not talking about me, but you know, I think there's just less things to identify with for you, which makes me in turn sort of forgettable, I guess. I'm actually just rambling right now, but I think, you know, this type of content is still some important content, even though it won't get pushed out by the algorithm. But for those who watch it, I actually think it's important in terms of audience development. Anyway, in my survey, you know, which you can still fill out, by the way, I asked you guys which other creators you actually watch on YouTube. And to my surprise, out of a few hundred responses, maybe a maximum of 5 people were listing other hard and heavy Instagram tutorial creators, which kind of surprised me, to be honest. The majority that people were listing were other people who sort of show more about their personality, the creative life in general. Just, I don't actually know what it is, because they also have tutorials and stuff like this. So no idea what they actually have in common, but one thing's actually for sure, it's not boring, which I sort of feel my channel could have the potential, you know, looking at the grand scheme of things, that it's sort of perceived as boring. In terms of me as a creator, you know, what do you think about that? Let me know. Now, with that being said, we're gonna do a lot of tests. We're gonna do a lot of different content here on this channel. So I need your help. First of all, you know, down below, you can sign up to my mailing list. Probably lots of you guys are already on my mailing list. I will be sending out some videos, some new videos where I kind of am sure that the algorithm's not gonna push it as heavy as it probably should be. But with that being said, Instagram obviously is still gonna be a topic that will be here forever. Probably the main pillar for the people who are just new here. I do have an Instagram marketing agency that's still thriving, actually. But you know, there's just so much more out there, and that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So in the past few days, I've actually done a lot of thinking, and a few things have gotten a little bit more clear to me, and a few things have gotten a bit less clear to me. But a few things I actually know for sure. You know, if people ask me, what am I? You know, what is my job? Am I a marketing agency owner? Am I a YouTuber? Am I a guru? Definitely not. Thinking about it, I'm sort of a builder. I want to, yeah, a builder. I want to build my empire, you know, and that's not gonna happen overnight, I guess. And yeah, even though I might have like 80,000 subscribers, or I don't even know how many, but yeah, it's still a long way from that. And I'm not just building it for me, you know, because I want to build my empire. I want to build my empire because of you. I want to give to this whole community back of being a creator, of growing your social media, of sort of breaking out, sort of being a rebel like I am. Because I have certainly, you know, tried for a lot of years before that actually to make my online brand work, to make my YouTube channel work, to, you know, before that to make my Instagram channel work. This is actually the first thing that sort of happened for me, where I was like, okay, I slowly started to understand how things work. And this is why I want to give it back to you. I want to show you firsthand. I want to show you without any filter, you know, just what I think about the whole building your your own empire, building your own social medias, you know, the whole creator economy in general. So first of all, expect some very fresh air here. I'd really be thankful if you'd help me spread the word, especially with some newer topics. Now, and especially feedback. Please, my friends, please, Dominators, feedback is the most important thing. Let me know down in the comments what you like, what you don't like, especially what you don't like. You know, don't be afraid of hurting my feelings. You won't hurt my feelings. You know, I sort of being in the game for a few years now, nothing can hurt me anymore. And I'm actually pretty sure that the YouTube algorithm side of things is, you know, possible to overcome, obviously. I think it just takes time and really good content, which I continue to try to do, obviously. Yeah, and also I'll do some sit downs like these here, more sort of conversational things, even though I know it's bad, it's not what the YouTube algorithm likes, even though I know my retention's gonna tank like crazy and stuff like this. I think it's still important, like I said. And this is maybe something that you can take away from this as well, be it you grow your Instagram or your YouTube or something else. Sort of showing your brand from different angles, I guess. Maybe we're gonna sit down a lot more. We'll see, maybe with some dirty water. And yeah, one thing still, you know, because we're already on rambling mode and it doesn't matter at this point. If you're still here, let me know, by the way. Because a lot of people were like, yeah, Dominik, you need to push out more content. You need to be more consistent. We need more of whatever it is that you do. And I'm actually maxed out, I tell you how it is, with you know, 1 to 2 videos a week right now, with this sort of production style and production value that I have right now, which is maybe why I'm thinking about hiring an editor, a YouTube editor here, you know. So if you know somebody or if you are somebody, I'm right now still in the thinking stages, so it might still take a few months until I actually hire somebody, because it's actually kind of hard for me thinking about it right now, because firstly, I enjoy editing probably the most of the whole process. This is just what I love to do. And here's the thing, a lot of the times my videos become my videos on the editing table. You know, while editing, I'm thinking about some stuff and we're like, okay, this would be cool. I'm trying out things, and then I sort of turn around the whole initial idea that I had before in the editing station. This is sort of what I do sometimes. So I don't know if an editor actually can do that, you know, probably not. Who knows? Maybe yes, which is, yeah. On the other hand, it takes a lot of time off of my hands, which is the most important thing, because I have a lot of things on my plate. My agency, we're trying to build another mentorship actually program out there where we help creators like you launch online products to an audience, sort of like I launched my Black File and my other programs to very good profits actually. Yeah. Also, I want to be more open about these things, so you can actually learn things about that here in my channel. Also, like I said, YouTube is figuring it out more and more that it's actually my real passion. So yeah, we're gonna figure out a way. We're just gonna figure out a way. This is just me trying to group my thoughts together, talking to you, because I see you through the... But yeah, we'll figure out a way. Thanks for watching if you're still here. Yeah. Don't forget to hit the like button. This is another thing about the YouTube algorithm. Don't like videos right before, you know, in the first thing that you do. And yeah, let me know what you like to see in the future apart from Instagram. Like I said one more time, it's not going away, okay? It's not going away at all. And yeah, like I said, you can still fill out the survey, which I would be very thankful for, and you can still win some stuff. So yeah, bye-bye, my friends. I'll go. I don't even know what I'll do later, but probably make some video that you will love, hopefully. Bye.